And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream episode 410. And it is Canadian Wednesday. And we are going to be joined by Functional in a moment. He just had to step away from the computer, so he will be here. I'm sure you can see him on screen, but he will be joining us actually in person in just a moment. And oh, good, I sound perfectly fine. Hello, Dr. Functional.
Hello.
I decided to hit the go live button, so we are live. And how are you today, sir?
Oh man. Oh man. My coffee machine decided it didn't want to work, so that's why I
Oh
was late.
no! Oh no! Did you procure coffee at least?
No.
Oh
It,
fuck!
it it does this every now and then where you'll put the K cup in and turn it on and then it just doesn't do anything. So yeah, I haven't figured out how to fix it. It just does it temperamentally every randomly. We'll go
Oh,
back to normal.
that
I
sucks.
really could have used a cup today too because as you know, it's like 24 degrees and like 80% humidity.
Yeah, it's and it's, I don't know if it's raining up where you are, but it is
Oh
raining on
yeah.
and off here, and it's humid. And like
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is raining.
because the weather went from cold to hot so quickly, everything just kind of pollinate like bloomed all at once. So I don't know about your allergies, but mine have been just off the charts. It's been like we're surrounded by dandelions and all sorts of pollinating things.
Lovely.
So I mean, yeah, it's but you know what? At least it's summer. I always say I hate winter.
Hmm.
Um, everyone go, oh, but you're Canadian. Doesn't I? Fuck you. I don't care. I hate winter.
I love winter.
You love winter.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not a warm. You're not a hot liking person. I guess you don't really like the heat.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I would rather be roast like too hot than too cold. That's my thing. I'm weird. Um,
Yeah, but when you're too hot, like you can't take off your skin.
no, but you can at least like get in a cold shower or something, and where like we've got a we've got a kiddie pool. Well, it's not really a kiddie pool. It's like a 9 foot round, 3 feet deep pool that we put up every summer.
Oh, so there's gonna be a hot tub stream you and Piccolo soon. Can you get the inflatable banana too? Dude, I've seen some of those things. They're so ridiculous.
Oh my god, and it's so frustrating that there's a hot tub game, like there's a hot tub tag, but you
Yeah,
can't
the putting
get
one in.
but you can't get like an actual disabled gamers tag or something like that. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
So, how many people lit off fireworks in your neck of the woods over the weekend?
Well, I've barely gotten any sleep all weekend between that and the cat going meow meow meow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy this year. I think everybody was just ready to blow shit up after after the year and a half that we've all had. I think everybody was just because I don't even remember there being many fireworks going off last year.
There usually is around my place because I live near a school and there's or
Yeah,
not a like I mean there's a school and then there's a big park.
yeah,
Actually, two schools, two big parks, one big park and one like medium park. Anyway, regardless, so it's a big like social area where a lot of people in the But like some assholes will go there at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning and light off a couple fireworks. And it's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, on Sunday, I think it was either Sunday or Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
We got woken up at 3. Or no, sorry, it was 10 to 2. That's what it was. It was 10 to 2 on Sunday night. And it was like and it wasn't a small firecracker either. It wasn't like a like pop, or it sounded like a mortar went off at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, really? You don't have to. That's excessive.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your kitten. She's almost as
So
she's
I'm about
almost
to
as loud as Ninja.
I'm about to lock her in the fucking bathroom.
Meow. I want to be on the stream too. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we it's I've got a couple of random news stories for us today. They're all Canadian.
Oh, well, I before we dive into that, I found something out yesterday. I don't
Ooh.
know if you're if you cover it. Cover it. We've previously talked about it, the Greyhound thing. Now the commies are saying, "Oh, we need a government-run, subsidized, fully like government paid for a national bus service."
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, because the private corporations who use them to make money thought it was such a great idea that they decided to keep it around. And it's not like we don't have go buses still, which are partially subsidized.
Well,
it's just Greyhound, one company.
Greyhound was so expensive. So expensive.
Yeah.
And they weren't even great, and they weren't even comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, they were so uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm paying, like, I think I paid something like $30 to go from Kitchener to Toronto on a Greyhound.
30.
Yeah. And then because I was going up to, it was like Kingston or something on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to take, if I took just Greyhound, it was going to take me, for some reason, 11 hours to go fucking 250 kilometers.
11 hours.
And they wanted something like $200. And
what?
So I was like, fuck that. And so I looked at Megabus.
Yeah.
And so for my trip from Toronto to Kingston, I think I paid, for both ways, I think I paid $90.
Okay.
And so the
that's
Greyhound trip, if I didn't have to, because Megabus doesn't go here, right? It doesn't go to my region. So I had to take Greyhound from my region to Toronto. But, like, Megabus is so much cheaper. And I bet you all these private companies that want to come in and replace Greyhound will probably end up having much more reasonable prices.
Probably.
Because
if anybody does come in,
you'll want to get more. The way you get more customers is you have reasonable prices, and then they'll want to ride your bus.
Yeah. Along routes that people are going to need to use.
Yeah, like
which is why I think that Go is probably just going to expand service. I don't think that a new company is going to set up shop, because it's hard enough to do that as is.
It's probably going to end up being Go Transit that fills that void. And they are already like you said, partially funded.
Yeah, I read that like, oh hey, we want to a new bus company that's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, okay.
You're the government, you're inept, and you spend money and waste it like nobody's business. You can just no go away.
Holy shit, Costin said 14 years ago it was $60 to get from Stratford to Toronto on a Greyhound. That's fucking stupid.
That's all. That's not good. How
That's
many years
stupid
ago?
expensive. No wonder
14 years.
Greyhound failed.
Yeah.
Because now that would be like 14 years ago, $60 14 years ago now would be probably about 140.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's stupid.
All right. What kind of snooze we got?
What kind of snooze? We have so I've got all Canadian stuff today, which is appropriate because it's Canadian Wednesday. And we have, except we do have a metal injection story, so that's technically not Canadian because I don't think metal injection is a Canadian website. Um,
Eh.
but it could be about a Canadian band though.
Is metal injection like, as in the music?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never heard of it before.
So we're gonna start off the stream with a news story that's gonna be really, really, really rage-inducing. It's about a rapist. Cause why not?
As you do, yeah.
So this guy apparently got a. Oh well, you'll just see the headline in three,
Oh
two,
boy.
one, go. Here we go. So, Ottawa rapist got lift to victim's home courtesy of police. So this is
Fuck.
this is published yesterday, May 25th. So let's take a listen here. The woman was in so much pain it hurt to talk to the detectives at her hospital bedside hours after she was raped and almost choked to death on October 29th. Her drunken attacker advanced as she slept in her Vanier bedroom. I know exactly where that is. Vanier. On the other side of midnight. What? And she managed to escape, running down MacArthur Avenue, bloody, naked, and crying. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
She was screaming that someone was trying to kill her. The woman was taken to hospital where she later told Ottawa police detectives, "I wish he would have just killed me. Jesus Christ." She detailed the vicious attack to detectives repeatedly saying, "He choked me. He tried to kill me. He strangled me. He also punched her repeatedly in the face, and she was treated for multiple injuries all over her body, and she told detectives she feared retribution for coming forward." These disturbing details were found in Ottawa police notes against Guy Penalou, who pleaded guilty last week.
How are you?
In Ottawa court, the police case adopted by the Crown included incriminating DNA evidence. The case against Penalou, 55, was successfully prosecuted by Ottawa Crown attorney Louis or Moise. Moise, that's an interesting name, who filed an aggrieved statement of facts. The police investigation reveals that he had choked another woman hours earlier, and he pleaded guilty to that crime too. So he's a serial piece of shit. But I'm interested in this police escort to the victim's house.
Yeah.
I want to see where that comes in. Penalou was too drunk to remember what he did, but accepted responsibility after reviewing the case against him. Okay, but what about the cops? I want to know about that. Although I have no specific recollection due to consumption of alcohol, I agree based on the statement from the complainants, the police observation of the victim immediately after the incident, the forensic evidence, including photographs on the injuries. You mean of the injuries? And the sexual assault kit evidence, Penalou wrote in his guilty plea, filed in court. I am pleading guilty by choice, he said. Penalou didn't have a criminal record until last week, but some Ottawa patrol officers recognized him when they came to arrest him for rape on October 29th. That's because it was the Ottawa police who gave the rapist a lift to the victim's apartment. Okay, here we go.
God, the Toronto Sun's got such shitty writers.
They do.
This is like CNN level bad.
Yeah, this is bad. 2 hours earlier, according to court filings, patrol officers responded to a call again on MacArthur. Only this time it was Penalou who was running down the street. He was drunk and he had no shirt or shoes. So no service for you. And was yelling and swearing. Penalou told police to take him back to an apartment on MacArthur, and they gave him a lift. Police confirmed with the woman he could stay the night and then pulled away.
That's just
2
odd.
hours later, Penalou entered the woman's bedroom and attacked her, leaving her in severe pain and fear with a long list of injuries. Penalou was arrested at the apartment turned crime scene 11 minutes after someone called 911. The officer read him his rights and told him why he was being arrested, to which Penalou replied, "Fuck you guys, man." Oh, well then. I don't give a fuck. According to the police notes filed in court. So he was...
Sounds like a winner.
Oh, yeah. The police gave him an opportunity to talk to a lawyer, and he selected veteran Karen Reed, but Penalou was still drunk and too uncooperative to give instruction. I think they mean to take instruction or understand legal advice. Oh, give instruction to his attorney. That's what I think they mean.
Yeah, it's weird how they didn't just put him in the drunk tank.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, they should have let him sober up and then given him his phone call to call a lawyer. Because he was clearly too out of it. The successful police investigation also uncovered another attack hours earlier, the one in which Penalou choked another woman after hanging out and eating.
Terrible writing.
This
oh
is
my
horrible
god.
writing. What the fuck, Toronto Sun? This is not like usually they're not this bad.
This is something you'd give Scribe so that he'd have an aneurysm.
Right? This is crazy. Oh my god. After hanging out and eating, It was two boxes of wine, a 6-pack of over caribou, and by all accounts, everyone was in a good mood. But things turned violent when Penalou and the woman stepped outside. Unprovoked, he turned toward the woman, placed one hand on her throat, and choked. What the fuck writing is this? She could not breathe and was gasping for air. She was frightened, according to the court filings. No shit! She doesn't recall escaping Penalou, but she managed to run away. In a videotaped interview police interview at Elgin Street headquarters on November, not November. November 4th, she detailed the choking attack and told them what he did was wrong and he cannot choke women. I doubt she actually said that.
It's hard for me to pay attention because the writing is just...
It is horrible.
Yeah.
Penalou is awaiting sentencing. Yeah. Okay, thank God that's over.
Yeah, I still don't, like, after the first strangling, the cops picked him up because he was drunk and brought him to another chick's house, or... I don't even...
Way to go, Ottawa police. They really dropped the ball on this one, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, she was, like... receptive of him there, right?
Yeah.
Again, sorry, I'm just trying to piece it all together in my brain because the article is just so
she confirmed that he could stay the night with her, but I guess she went to her room and like maybe left him on the couch or something.
Yeah.
And
they really should have just put him in the drunk tank and been like, okay, we'll take you there tomorrow, buddy.
Or, this was...
Dude's running around outside, drunk off his ass, no shirt, no shoes.
In October.
Yeah, that's not a hey, we'll take you home, buddy. That's okay. You need time away from everybody in a hole.
Yeah.
So you sober up, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. And like as I recall, last October was not exactly warm.
No.
I
Not warm enough to be running around with no shirt and no shoes.
No, definitely not.
Not to mention
Ottawa.
You shouldn't be. Yeah, especially in a city, you should not be going shoeless.
No, the Ottawa police really dropped the ball on that. I think. So let's go to the metal injection story here. If Chrome will Chrome. Thank you, Chrome. Thank you. Oh, someone's being arrested.
Where?
That's the metal injection story.
Oh. I thought they would finally caught on to Pincalo.
So, let's go to the share screen option. Share.
Maybe it's a psychosomatic thing, but now that you mentioned allergies, my nose has started
doing its
thing. Damn you, BP.
Oh, it looks like they're moving ahead. They're gonna arrest Manson.
Oh,
sakes.
Poor Chubbs.
Arrest warrant issued for Marilyn Manson in New Hampshire. So, I wonder if this is to do with his sexual assault allegations. Oh, no, probably not. The bad news is piling up for Marilyn Manson. Real name Brian Warner as an arrest warrant has been issued for the shock rocker by the Guilford Police Department in New Hampshire. Guilford. I'm sorry. No, it sounds so funny that somebody like as, shock jockey as Marilyn Manson should have an arrest warrant in a town with a mundane name like Guilford, New Hampshire.
I wonder if this is like if there's any validity to it, or if it's just another one of the bandwagon jumpers. Because I know he got accused by like a bajillion women, and none of it ever turned out.
Well, let's see. This continues to say, Manson is wanted for 2 counts of simple assault for allegedly spitting on a videographer during a concert on August 18th, 2019 at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion.
Oh, God. Really?
TMZ obtained footage that showed Manson sticking his face right in the camera and spitting a loogie. I'm sorry, but that's just
rock and roll, bitch. You don't like it? Don't be fucking taking those jobs.
Oh, God. The Guilford Police Department said they have made Manson aware of the charges for some time, but no effort has been made by Manson to return to New Hampshire to answer for the charges. Because they're stupid.
You want to arrest somebody for spitting.
In a camera. Not even in someone's face, but in a camera. TMZ claims Manson reps deny he was ever contacted. The police department says that these charges are separate from his range of abuse charges. So, yeah, this...
Yeah, it sounds like the cameraman guy was just like, hey, if all these women I'm gonna try to get some money out of this too.
That's a very New Hampshire charge.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I just walked by you on the street and spat in your face, sure. That's a type of assault that's like I'm biological attack, whatever. But you're filming for a rock show and he spits in the camera. What did you expect?
It's Marilyn Manson.
Yes, this isn't Fred Petter. This is Marilyn fucking Manson. It's not Sharon Lois and Bram. It's Marilyn Manson.
And were you hired to film, or were you just some dude there filming and he was like, you're not one of the people hired to film, fuck off. Puh. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's possible.
Because there are, there are DVDs of concerts, so there are definitely videographers that are there by contract to film the concert, right?
Yeah.
But then you also have every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a camera that can claim that they're a videographer, right?
Sure.
And,
well, I don't think they let you in with a, like, full-on video camera, although they can't, like, take away your phones these days.
No.
But I remember rock shows, they would confiscate cameras and video cameras all the time.
Oh, God, especially if you were going to, like, a Tool concert.
Oh, yeah.
Maynard is pretty,
My favorite band of all time, and I've never seen them live.
I know. And my uncle's gotten to see them, I think, 2 or 3 times he's gotten to see Tool. I know.
I've gotten to see lots of other bands, but just never Tool. Just never. They don't come up here very often, first of all, and they don't tour very often, second of all.
And I think he's even seen A Perfect Circle.
Hmm. Not a fan of Perfect Circle, but I mean, whatever. I just like to say Maynard James Keenan, like in the flesh on stage.
But yeah.
I've been backstage at like Korn, Rob Zombie.
Oh, nice.
I've seen like Aerosmith a bajillion times. I saw in 1994 Nine Inch Nails, in which David Bowie came out to do a duet of "Hurt" for the encore.
Nice.
Like, I've seen some excellent fucking shows. Never gotten around to seeing Tool. I think the couple times that they did come to Toronto, tickets were like $140 or something. I'm like, nah, no concert's worth that much. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not for them to go up for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and play some songs I can play, like I've heard already. It's just.
I got to see Nickelback live when they did their Long Road tour.
I'm sorry.
And I got to see Stained live.
Okay.
And I brought my I brought my cane to the Stained concert. And at the end of the concert, I unfolded it and kind of walked over to the security barrier, and the guard's like, "Oh, would you like to meet the band?" I'm like, "Yes, please."
That's pretty cool.
And they're like, "They're around back. They haven't left yet." So we ran around back, and I got to go and shake hands with the lead singer, Aaron Lewis. And I got to, I just basically was like, thank you very much for your music. It's gotten me through some really hard times, and I appreciate it. And he kind of squeezed my arm and was like, thank you. And he signed my bracelet, and it was pretty awesome. It was great.
That's pretty rad. Yeah.
Now, where's that stupid share button?
One of the great things again about this city is we get so many free concerts, like Sarstock, but not just big things like that. We also get lots of little independent talent. I've probably seen Tragically Hip a dozen times for free. I've seen them probably 36 times total, but I've seen them like a dozen and a half times for free. Seen Nickelback twice for free. Seen what's that other big Canadian band? And what was that other band? Our Love Is Like Walter. I know it's Water, but
oh fuck. I'm blanking.
Yeah, like the 90s were a good time for
Our
concerts.
Lady Peace has gone to Ontario Place
several times. Unfortunately, I've seen them many times. My ex fiance was like obsessed with Rain Maida, and so she dragged us out to those concerts like all the. He's playing in Hamilton. We gotta go. I'm like, we're seeing him 2 days in Toronto. I don't care. We have to go to Hamilton.
Okay, yeah. See, old OLP from the 90s.
Yeah. We're talking 90s here.
But now
late 90s, early aughts.
Yeah. So here we have what I think is a rhetorical question. Is Bill C-10 a bill too far? Everybody seems confused, and I think nobody knows anymore what this is and where it's leading and what you're trying to achieve is the subheading.
Oh, we know. Yeah. They just deny what we say, and they're just like, no, it's not about that.
No, that's not what you think it is. You're being crazy. And how many times before have the people who have cried, "You're being crazy," the loudest, proven wrong? Like, freaking...
Especially in recent times.
Oh my god. Like, 5 years ago, we were like, compelled speech is a bad idea. or, you guys better watch out because, we're gonna have this whole, you know, kids being exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to. Oh no, you guys are crazy. Oh look,
Uh-huh.
now we think Pride should be for all ages, and we should show kids talk about kink, and it's like, no, 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 just ugh, um
Yeah.
ugh. So this says, for a month, the federal government has been under fire over its wait, broadcasting bill C10 and its implications for free speech. Peter Menzies, a former commissioner of the Canadian Radio, Television and Communications Commission, said the bill doesn't just infringe on free expression, it constitutes a full blown assault upon it, and through it, the foundation of democracy. The National Post's Anya Karadakleja, I believe is how you say it, examines the issues. So that's what this is about, and I think this man from the former head of the CRTC is correct here. Um, so it says the bill was introduced last fall to set up uh, the bill was set up last introduced last fall to set up the Canadian Radio and Television and Telecommunications Commission to start regulating online platforms like Netflix the way it does traditional TV and radio broadcasters. It was moving through the legislative process pretty snappily until about a month ago, when the government removed Section 4.1, which exempted user generated content. Which is bad. You don't want to do that. Critics said that that infringed free speech rights because it put social media posts by Canadians under the authority of a government regulator, which it does. It absolutely does. After about 10 days of controversy, the government proposed and the Commons Heritage Committee then passed an amendment that would limit the CRTC's powers over user-generated content. But the amendment does not eliminate the CRTC's ability to regulate social media, and critics say that means the legislation still infringes on free expression rights. Yes.
Yeah, because the CRTC has no power over platforms. But obviously, since we've been going through the same song and dance for the last decade and a half, they are acting like publishers. So this allows regulatory bodies like the CRTC. Well, they're publishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
While completely ignoring the fact that they ignore American and Canadian law on the books.
Exactly.
While acting as a publisher, but claiming that they're a platform. But I digress. And this is
it's and they want, so it's all fine and dandy to expect Canadian broadcasters to pay back into the broadcast fund, right? Like CBC and CTV and all that stuff.
I mean, sure, because we pay them to do their job.
Yeah. So, but to expect Netflix and Instagram, because this was what they want. They want Instagram, like platforms like Instagram, Netflix, TikTok, YouTube, to start paying into the Canadian Broadcast Fund.
Yeah, no, fuck off.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you want to start paying some dues to the fucking FCC? Like, What? Should we all go out and get BBC television licenses now?
Right?
Like, why should we expect American or any other nation's telecom companies
Yeah, basically foreign
to
entities.
pay into our broadcast funds?
Yeah, no, that's it. That does not compute.
I I don't I don't understand that.
It's
It
government overreach. Everybody, like, they want every little grubby finger and toe that they have and every micro peen that they wield, they want it in every pie.
yeah.
They want to take a percentage of every dollar, every single last dollar. Doesn't matter if that dollar ever gets seen or is actually a fully tangible dollar. It could be a hypothetical dollar, which, in the digital world, we deal with a lot of hypothetical money.
Mhm.
They want to tax it. And then when that, at every level of use, they want to tax that dollar. If they could inherently like microchip every dollar, like just to use like a metaphor,
Yeah.
and so that it automatically paid every time that dollar would change hands. It's so ridiculous. This was not the idea of taxation.
No.
Taxation is part of the social contract. Goods, services, income.
Yeah.
And even then, that's debatable on how much, there should be. Like, I don't even think that there should really be like income taxes per se. I think people should pay the processing fees and blah, 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 blah. But no, it should be on your expenditures, your goods and services.
Yeah, exactly. Illuin says that metaphor made me no longer want to eat pie.
Yeah, the government micropeen wants to put it in your pie. Because if you think about it, people spending money on base needs, food, shelter, clothing, really shouldn't be taxed.
No.
Expenditures for everything else should be taxed. Luxury goods. This is where I believe a VAT tax could come into play, because if you're doing away with luxury goods, with income taxes for the most part, then the VAT tax helps recoup the cost on the production level.
Right.
So that no, not just when you are selling from company A to company B to company C to customer, it's now, okay, company A sells product to company B. Okay, well, there's a certain percentage where that is a transaction that gets taxed, et cetera, et cetera. So when you pay for something like a luxury good, you are actually paying quite a lot more in taxes than I would dare say nothing when you buy a loaf of bread or gallon of milk.
I would agree. If I would think that, that would make a lot more sense.
And it would alleviate a lot of stress on anywhere from the poorest of us to, struggling lower middle class families.
Yeah.
Because taxes, they're high here.
They are.
And they're high with good reason. Again, the social contract that we have, healthcare, etc., sure, pays for quite a bit of things that we love and enjoy as Canadians. But to say that you should be taxed the same amount on a bare necessity versus a luxury good, sorry, that doesn't add up. I'm just sitting there scratching my head going, how does that make any sense?
Exactly.
And then for you to buy that luxury good, you're paying less in taxes than the manufacturers did to produce those goods, which again makes no sense. Yes, if you do business in Canada, you don't want to be taxed out of Canada so that you move auto processing down to Mexico. Oh wait, that already happened. But there should be a price to play ball in a country.
Yeah, exactly. So this says, hold on. So the CRTC will be able to censor and take down what I post on the internet? Not quite. The amendment that limited the CRTC's powers said it can only regulate social media sites in 3 ways: force social media platforms to provide information, make them pay Canadian content contribution, and put in place rules about discoverability of Canadian content. Discoverability means the CRTC can force sites like YouTube or TikTok to promote Canadian content. The content is to make sure posts by Canadian creators are visible to users of these platforms. Okay, I have news for these people. So these people clearly don't already use these platforms, because if they did, they would know that the algorithm, especially for TikTok, for example, is location based. So automatically, when you're on TikTok, for example, automatically you are going to be shown more Canadian, like, for example, my stuff, I get shown a lot of Ontario and Canadian content because I'm in Canada.
I'm in Canada. I've never used TikTok, so I don't know, but
But
I don't really get that from. See, the problem here is, again, they are, the government is admitting that these are not platforms; they are publishers.
Yep.
A. B. They are trying to control the dissemination of all modern information.
Yes.
99.9% of all information these days is disseminated via social media.
Yes.
They want the ability to control all of it. That is dangerous.
Very.
This is going the complete opposite direction that advocates for human rights and internet rights are trying to go. We want an internet bill of rights that basically emulates the American Bill of Rights, but can be applied through all users globally, which I am all for. Normally when we talk about one world government or one world, it's usually in a negative connotation. I don't mind it. If everybody wants to cling to the same Western American ideal of freedom and happiness for everybody, I'm all for it. Like if tomorrow Uzbekistan was like, you know what? We want to be part of the great American dream. Sure.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen because there's just too many shitbags in the world, like Trudeau and his fucking bearded pie fucker. I'm just going to call him that from now on.
Trudeau and his bearded pie fucker.
The guy in the article, I forget his name. He's got glasses. He looks really Weasley looking. He's in charge of this whole movement for the CRT to gain more power.
The Heritage Minister Guilbeault, I believe his name is.
Guilbeault. Yeah. Pie fucker.
I like that.
He looks like a pie fucker. He really does, BP. Like, I mean, if you were a sighted person and you saw this man walking down the sidewalk towards you and your kids, you pull kids into the deep dark alley just to avoid this man. He looks evil and unclean.
So this carries on to say it can't tell sites to remove content. That says a different regulator proposed that that said, a different regulator proposed by the Liberal government would be able to under a separate piece of legislation to tackle online hate that hasn't yet been introduced in Parliament. A new regulator, not the CRTC, will be charged with forcing social media sites to take down illegal content, including hate speech. But that's a different bill and a whole different explainer.
It's unfortunate that our police forces, like the Mounties, local police, CSIS, don't already have the power to take down illegal material.
Isn't that unfortunate? It's too bad.
Because every single social media platform clearly writes out in its terms of service, if there's something illegal, you are liable for that.
Yep.
So
Somebody should give the police forces this magical power. Someone should.
Well, no, they want to give it to an unregulated regulator through the government. Again, it's just it's totalitarian, authoritarian control.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Canada used to be one of the most liberal, freedom-loving places. You know, look at our neighbors. But we went, you know what? Actually, we kind of have a little bit more freedoms because even though we didn't have this grand document that said everything is protected, we just lived that way. We didn't need the piece of paper. And now I'm feeling, BP, like our rights are just going out the freaking...
Oh, they are. And what's...
Did you hear about the Hamilton guy who got arrested? Or not arrested, but ticketed for shaking hands?
No. I did not.
Oh boy.
Do you have like a...
Oh, it's inside chat, and I'll give it to you in Discord and any way you want it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'll grab it and DM it to myself, and I'll throw it up on the screen.
Okay.
That's what we'll do here.
I will take a quick blood wing while you get that up.
No worries. Okay. Let's take a gander here. Copy link. Open the Twitter. Go to the DM with myself. I hope that I'm coming through fairly well. My microphone arm kind of went kaboomy. So now it's standing on its little stand that it came with on my desk. So I do hope that I'm coming through okay. Let's go and grab that story. Do. Back to the main message page. Okay.
Oh lordy Lou, it's already been a day. I've been up for just under an hour, and it's already been a day.
I hate those days. I really hate those days. Like, it's like...
Harry, I haven't had coffee yet this morning. Harry knows about my Keurig. It sometimes messes up, and today it just messed up. So now I'm kind of going a little... Like, my skin is like there's worms under my skin because I haven't had my fix. Give me the caffeine.
And you've got, do you have the headache yet?
No, I don't get caffeine headaches.
Oh,
I just get insanely tired and wound up. Like, I get hyper for not having caffeine. Caffeine kind of just mellows me out. That's why I usually have a cup, in the morning, first thing, wake you up because the sugar and the caffeine, a little percolating. And then at night, like before bedtime, I like to have like a little... espresso, a little coffee just before bed. No sugar, just black, straight up. Helps me sleep. I don't know. It's so weird.
Interesting. Okay, let's see here.
Or tea. I can go either way. I mean, I do prefer a nice robust coffee, especially in the morning, but I just like caffeinated beverages, coffee, tea.
Come on, where did it go?
And I had recently learned how to properly do a cup of tea so that you don't scald the tea. Because I didn't know until recently that you could scald tea. That's why you don't make tea in the microwave, drunkle.
He microwaves water in the...
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't Drunkle. It was Drunkle who was ripping on Polly because Polly microwaves his tea. I'm like,
I was gonna say,
dude,
what kind of self-respecting Brit microwaves tea?
yeah, but no, Paul. I love Polly to death, but the boy has zero taste. You don't microwave tea. I also have one of those too, Piccolo, a French press, but I barely use it these days. Only when I want a really nice, excuse me, espresso.
Where the hell did that stupid tweet go?
Did it not? Is it not working?
No, I have it. It's just
Because I can quickly bring it up if it's not cooperating.
no, it's because of how voiceover is. It's and how Twitter
Yeah,
works.
I guess you.
I'm just trying to make sure it's. Ooh, I like that alert tone.
I got a text message. Share audio. Okay, it should be my screen. Yeah, I'm sharing it.
Oh, you're sharing it? Okay, perfect. I will just go and add your screen to
Because I posted this on my social media because I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Because this is just outside of my city.
Okay, there we go, people. So yeah,
This is the short version. There is an extended version. So it's another freedom rally where people are respecting the social distancing guidelines and all that nonsense. But it's a rally because they're saying enough is enough. People are vaccinated. People want their freedom back. Stop shutting down businesses.
Yeah.
So this is a gentleman just outside the government building. A colleague of Ezra Levant's, I believe, because this is from Rebel News.
How's it going, man?
Officer District, City of Hamilton bylaw. I have you here in violation of the Reopening of Ontario Act, gathering with a crowd of more than 5 people.
So that's a pre-written ticket again, just for the record?
I had the ticket made up inside when I saw you out here.
So what was I doing exactly when I was talking to one of the
I
protesters
saw
here?
you walking around, getting within 3
Oh, that's how it is.
meters.
So if I just talk to someone, that's within 2 meters?
I also watched you shaking their hands.
Oh, that's. Oh, I guess I'm breaking a law there. Okay, you got me there.
You
So,
shook. I watched you
provincial offense
shaking
notice
their
on the
hand.
Reopening of Ontario Act for attending a gathering of more than 5 people.
Thank you.
Naughty, naughty.
Your options are to either pay it,
Yeah.
an early resolution with the prosecutor,
Mhm.
or you can have your day in court if you choose to.
Yeah.
You understand your options?
I understand my options now.
There's your provincial offense.
Thank you.
Now, this is an administrative penalty notice.
Oh,
City of
for what?
Hamilton.
Yeah.
This is for shaking hands with the public,
No way.
2 meters from another person.
And this is a
Section
bylaw officer, right?
164,
Yeah.
Section 2.1.
Court officer.
Once again, your options are on the back. Voluntary payment, or you have the option to be with an officer, and you can argue. Okay?
So that's strictly just for shaking hands with someone.
For shaking hands, not maintaining 2 meter physical.
Okay, so for the record, can I get your name and badge number?
Officer District number 370.
370, thanks. Lee, supervisor here, guys, as always.
Oh,
Wow.
So yeah.
Fucking bylaw, man.
So he when he's talking to this cop. So first of all, he got 2 tickets and 2 notices. The notices aren't tickets; they're just, hey, you broke the law. Don't be a douche in breaking the law. He turns the camera at one point to the quote unquote crowd of people behind him that he was apparently amassing with. There were like 4 people there. And like 4 cops surrounding them.
That's so. The cops made it more than 5 people.
Yeah, no, in enforcing these laws, the cops are doing more than the people, and it's just okay. So, brass tacks. He got a ticket for shaking somebody's hand, and another ticket for being within 2 meters of another person. 2 meters for you American folks, that's 5 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Do we need to start carrying meter sticks with us? or yardsticks. For
No, you got to do
American flag.
remember what we did in gym class. You got to put your arms out
Oh
and
yeah.
start spinning and be like, if anybody comes too close, you're gonna get hit. Because your arms should be an average
Your
of
full
a meter.
height usually is your arm span is usually your height, I think, isn't it?
The total arm span. I'm just talking one arm from like
Oh,
the
yeah,
shoulder
yeah.
outward is just probably about a meter,
Yeah.
under a meter for a lot of people. So when two people put their arms out, you're about 2 feet,
yeah.
2 meters away from each other. Blah 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 blah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many times do we have to say outdoor transmission is virtually negligible? And even still, shaking someone's hand is now a crime in the city of Hamilton.
And notice it's
and
not
Ontario
actually
at
a
all,
real cop.
overall. No, it's a court
It's
warrant
a
officer.
fucking because the real cops have been like, yeah, we're not doing this shit. The police services when the lockdown came down like 6 weeks ago, and the government was like, yeah, we're giving the police all these powers. The police services all across Ontario went to Twitter and were like, yeah, we're not doing that.
And okay, so first of all, Harry, actually, 2 meters is more like 6 feet. And yeah, Elwin, I can't help but notice the cop was less than 3 feet and handed him the ticket with his bare hands. He had a mask on, but it was barehanded, no gloves. The other cop, his supervisor, had gloves on. Why didn't you have gloves on, buddy? You're handing a ticket. You're violating the law. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh my God. At times like this, I'm just like, save us, Super DeSantis, or somebody like ask. Because I don't know what we can do. If we look at both parties, they would do the same thing. If we voted in the Conservative Party tomorrow, they'd be working the same rules. Because remember, Ontario is a Conservative premier.
Yeah. Oh,
This has been wonderful for bipartisanship.
Yep.
But it's bipartisan totalitarian authority.
Pinkalo says, Sunshine, our friend Sunshine, their neighbor got a $1,000 fine for going to the anti-mask protest.
Oh wow! Yeah, I saw him write that. I didn't know who Sunshine was. It was like a nickname for someone, for like someone in government that I don't know about.
No,
but yeah. A friend of yours, I
our
remember
buddy
you
goes by
referring to.
Sunshine. Yeah, their neighbor got slammed with $1,000 fine.
Unfucking believable. For your right to assembly.
For your right to assembly, yeah, your right to protest.
This has been the perfect excuse to just erode some of the base freedoms that we've enjoyed for time immemorial, as far as the country's concerned.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, look at how hands off that they try to be when Native groups protests.
Right.
They try to be as handoff as possible because they don't want to start shit. They're just like, nah, fuck it.
How long
Coof,
did it
here,
take?
have a ticket.
How long did it take the police to show up at the barricades? Like, how long were supplies stopped? Up in because of the blocking of the railroads.
Oh, and
last
assaulting
year.
people,
and
assaulting truckers,
people, and assaulting truckers.
Sea and railroad workers.
How long? 2 weeks it took the cops. It took the RCMP 2 weeks to show up and go, okay, guys.
Yeah, that blockade. Yeah.
That's enough.
But like I was saying, like that's one example where there have been other examples where they block truck lanes.
Yeah.
And will assault the truck and the trucker.
Yeah.
They'll try to damage the truck. These people are causing real world harm, and it's sort of like, we'll get to it when we can.
Yeah. And
this guy shakes his head. Quick, get him!
Get him!
He's a monster!
There are people meeting in a public area without face coverings on. Arrest them now!
Dude, I've been practically daring cops to stop me. Because as soon as I see one, I'll like drive by if I'm going to the store or whatever, I stare them down as they drive by, going, "Yeah, come on, get out of your car. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not going to fucking wear a mask. You piece of shit."
I don't wear a mask when I take my kids to the park, and I don't make them wear masks at all.
I actually made fun of a friend of mine because he took a selfie, a post-vaccine selfie. Oh, look at me, I'm so cool. I got my vaccine. In the car with his girlfriend, where they're both wearing masks.
But they just
You're okay, dude. First of all, you're in the car with the woman that you live with. You don't need a mask.
No.
Secondly, you just got your vaccine.
You don't need a mask.
You're not going to need a mask. Third of all, why are you wearing a mask in the car?
Oh my god. When this was first going on, when this first all started last year, Pinkalo was watching people, wearing their rubber gloves and going into stores and touching everything, right?
Mm.
And then not taking off their gloves when they got in their car. And
so they're touching everything in their car with their
gloves. That it's like, you fucking morons.
I've actually seen some people walking around in like ghetto ass homemade like clean suits.
Hazmat suits. Oh my god.
Suits. Yeah. So they've got like the garbage bag arms, duct tape at the wrists so that the gloves there's a seal between the rubber glove. And it's just like, what are you like? This is what the media has done. They've driven up such a fear and a scare for something that's just like, honestly, if Koof had the mortality rate of something even close to it, like SARS, I would be worried. But we don't. We're demanding that all of society, everybody, healthy, young, old, doesn't matter, quarantine and lockdown, and when it should just be, hey, if people are high risk, let's quarantine them. Let's take care of them.
Yeah.
And first of all, you're lowering the expenditure for everything because you're looking after a smaller group of people who are vulnerable.
Yep.
And secondly, you're not shutting down society, who helps pay for those things.
Pinkalo says, I love how our neighborhood is so affluent that it's only the white guilty people that wear the masks. Everyone else doesn't care. It's true.
Good.
It's true.
I exploded on people on social media on my social media the other day saying, like your vaccine selfies, you're a bunch of self-indulgent, narcissistic pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And people got so not even attacking the arguments that I made, but got so defensive. Like going off on tangents. And,
if we get our vaccines, Pinkalo and I guarantee you we will not be doing a vaccine selfie. We'll just be like, yeah, we got the shot, whatever.
Because I said, like, what's next? You're going to get that lance boiled off your ass and take a selfie of that while it's going on? Like, these are private and, people were like, oh, but it's not the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing. It's an escalation of. It's the evolution of. Yeah. I'm saying, the next thing you know, idiots like you, who's getting all defensive for no reason. Oh, maybe because you took like 18, you like to take 18 selfies a day and call yourself a man.
Yeah. Just
like, no. If you want the shot, you don't want the shot. I don't care. You don't need to be, oh, look at me. I'm so virtuous. I'm getting the jab in my arm. BP, look.
And like, and like, how do you know, like, are you taking a close-up of yourself and zooming in on the Band-Aid? Like, how are you supposed to make it a vaccine selfie?
You see the Band-Aid? I don't know.
Like, what do? Go hold your phone like this and go like, look at my arm.
Or get the vaccinator to take the photo. Costin, you know what? The thing with the gloves is that if you were going into somewhere where you knew, like a grocery store, lots of people handling things, sure, you can put on the gloves. The carts are being washed anyway in between every use, but you can put on the gloves if you're that fucking. But once you leave the danger area, you want to take them off so that you're not spreading the contaminants that are now on the gloves to something that you're going to be handling, like your car or the outside public, where transmission vectors are quite fewer.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Pincalo says, yeah, but then there's also the idiots that get it and stick pieces of or quarters and pieces of metal to their bodies. Another example of how both sides are very stupid. Yep. They have selfie stations, actual selfie stations of a cardboard cutout you can pose in front of. It's ridiculous. Oh my god, Eluan, are you serious? That's... Wow.
Yeah. No. That's what. Oh God, why won't you stop sneezing? That's one of the things. Like, my friend drug her kids out in front of this cardboard cutout and took their vaccine selfies. Just like,
nobody gets the measles vaccine selfie.
Or polio.
Or the polio vaccine selfie.
Or MMR.
Or the meningitis vaccine selfie. Or the Hep B vaccine. Like,
or when you get a tetanus shot. Hey, BP, let's go get our tetanus selfies.
Yeah! Where was my epidural photo?
Oh, God.
Pincalo. There was no epidural photos.
Yeah, my sister-in-law had one of those big cardboard cutouts that you had to like hold. It's like a big animated needle, like a cartoon drawing of a needle. And I'm just like, oh, Marlene, what are you doing? And you know, this started because of the media entertainers showing off this shit, and then it gets pushed by the Hollywood tribes to, oh, look at us, everybody better get vaccinated just like me. It's like, everything has become so heavily politicized in combination with the exposure that social media gives us. It's a perfect storm right now.
It is, unfortunately.
Excuse me.
And on that note, my friends, you have reached another hour with us already. Because
more than an hour we've been going on.
We have so much fun. It just flies by. And so thank you all for watching. And of course, thank you to Functional for joining me as always.
Well, thank you.
And be sure to tune in to Twitch for Beat the Blind Girl. For sure tomorrow at 2 p.m. If I can get things done around the house in the next hour or so, I may throw in an extra one because I couldn't stream yesterday. Because I had the 4-year-old home with me all day and he refused to take a nap. So that didn't happen. And of course I'll be on Minions of the Zoo tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. And I'm still trying to come up with a theme for Star Trek on Saturday. So we'll keep everybody posted. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye.
See you later, everybody. See you later, Selecta Boy.